Well, I spent the night in my bunker last night. Didn't get a whole lot of sleep. Just laid there thinking about how all them Democrats are destroying America, and I decided I'd get up early and, make a difference. Headed up to the hardware store, go pick me up a shovel and a lantern, and I headed up to the checkout counter, and this old boy's standing there, and he kind of chuckles and says, "Oh, you want to go bury the evidence tonight, huh?" And I said, "No." I said, "Actually, I'm going to save America, or at least do my part." And I said, "You didn't hear? All those Satan-worshiping Democrats that got all the kids locked up in these underground tunnels down there where I heard they were drinking their blood so it keeps them young." And he said, "That sounds pretty damn crazy to me. I ain't never heard that." He said, "Where the hell did you hear that from?" I said, "Well, I'd be violating the Patriot Code of Conduct if I revealed my sources, but I can kind of point you in the right direction if you're interested." He said, "What's that?" I said, "You got any aunts or uncles or cousins that don't seem like they're wrapped too tight?" He said, "Yeah, I think probably just about every family out there has got one or two of them." And I said, "Well, what you need to do is get a hold of them, have them start sending you some emails, and then things will be slapped full of links and sources, and you'll start finding out real quick like that there ain't no good in this world." And he's like, "Well, I don't really believe that. I believe there's still a lot of good in this world." And I said, "Well, yeah, why don't you name something then?" He said, "Well, I think children are good. Don't you believe children are good?" And I said, "Well, what kind of children?" He said, "How about babies?" I said, "What kind of babies?" He said, "Babies?" I said, "Born or unborn?" He said, "Well, born babies." I said, "No, I don't like born babies. They're a drain on society. I ain't spending my tax dollar on somebody else's kid. No, the only thing good in this world still is fetuses, pew-pews, and Russians." And he just kind of gave me the side eye and rung me up, and he was like, "Well, it's going to be $87.43. I was like, "Oh, dear little baby Trump, that's mighty expensive." I said, "Well, that's that Biden economy for you, don't you think?" And he said, "Well, I really don't think Biden has anything to do with it." He said, "Prices are like this all over the world, actually." And he said, "It's just big corporations price gouging people and making record profits." And he said, and then he looked dead at me and he said, "And from what I heard, Joe Biden has created 13 million jobs." I was like, "Dude, you're out of your damn mind." I said, "There ain't 13 million people in this country." And he was like, "Well, there's a whole lot more than 13 million people." I said, "Yeah, if you count those immigrants as people." And he was like, "Well, even if that was true, you don't think immigrants are people?" And I said, "Have you ever read your Constitution?" He said, "Yeah, I read my Constitution." I said, "Well, apparently not, because it says right there in the beginning of it, 'We the people.' You know who that Constitution was written by, buddy? People that look just like me and you. I mean, minus the powdered wigs and the wooden teeth. You know?" And I said, "Besides that, how many immigrants do you think them people come from?" He said, "All of them." Man, I about lost my mind. I said, you know what? I'm not going to sit here and argue with this liberal. So I headed on out the door. But on my way out, I said, "Hey, how about this? Snowflake, libtard. Hey, suck it up, Buttercup." And then guess what I gave him? Right at the end, I said, "What about Hunter Biden and the Biden crime family?" And then I slammed the door, headed out to my truck. Now, I may not have got to save the world today, but you know what I did do? I got to throw insults at one of them liberals coming at me with facts and information and statistics and crap like that. They leave it to the liberals, always trying to give you information. We don't want information, Leave us the hell alone, snowflakes, and suck it up, buttercups. That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. We don't need information. We need you to open yourself up to an opportunity so that we can yell at you and call you names. That's all it's about. We don't care about policies. When are you liberals going to figure that out? We don't care about none of that stuff. All it's about is having the opportunity to call you people names. That's what's important. Right, Patriots? Inmate Trump 2024.